What is going on, you guys? Mysterio here, back again with another video, and in today's video we're going to be going over how Miles Morales ended up fighting not only the Ultimate Mysterio but the 616 Mysterio with Spider-Man. Now this was a very interesting comic book series, Spider-Man. They ended up making a sequel to it, but again, you know, this is where they ended up meeting face to face, and they did some crazy stuff where Miles actually would have to fight the Ultimate Mysterio that was being controlled by the 616 Mysterio. Now it was an amazing comic book. Miles takes the first couple hits, but he ends up literally getting beat the crap out of when Ultimate Mysterio would take his leg and throw him right into 616 Spider-Man. Now it's just very interesting because the 616 Mysterio would be controlling Ultimate Mysterio, so he wasn't actually in that universe, so to defeat him it was nearly impossible. So it was just something that was very interesting. He would eventually shock them and they both would end up falling in the water, but eventually they would end up getting back up, and Peter would end up saying, like, you know, they have to defeat Mysterio. Miles Morales faced off with some really crazy villains in this comic book, and he actually had to fight not only the 616 villains like Venom and Carnage, but he had to fight the Ultimate villains like Prowler and Electro. And it's kind of crazy because Miles Morales ends up seeing some of these 616 villains like Green Goblin and stuff, and he is completely shocked. And Peter Parker ends up saying before he does something, and then it's just like, exactly, and then he does something, and he ends up pulling off all these illusions. But the problem is that these weren't actually normal Mysterio illusions. These were different kind of tricks where it was more of a different thing where they would end up using different machines and stuff for these illusions. So Spider-Man actually goes face to face with Dr. Octopus, and he just gets completely taken down while Venom is fighting him, so he has to actually fight Venom. And Miles Morales ends up seeing Uncle Aaron, but the Prowler, you know, he doesn't really know that it's not him, so he gets kind of tricked, so he doesn't really want to fight him, but he ends up getting a web right to his chest, and it's Venom, and Venom actually tries to fight Miles Morales, and Miles Morales is like, how is this not a trick? Like, is it a trick? Is it not a trick? And Peter is trying to explain to Miles, while, you know, Ultimate Hulk is literally going to rip his face off, that it is a trick, and the trick pretty much is that it was chemicals. So it was some kind of chemical that Mysterio was using on these people, and it was very advanced. So the illusion was a chemical compound that would pull out of their fears out of their head. Mysterio was literally using their worst fears and throwing it at them. So Miles Morales' worst fear was the Prowler and Electro and Ultimate Hulk, while Peter Parker's worst fear was Venom and the Green Goblin and Dr. Octopus. So it's just very interesting to see that Spider-Man does in fact fear these villains, even though he fights them. And Miles gets very angry, and he ends up taking down Ultimate Mysterio, and he ends up ripping a lot of his mask apart, completely blowing it up, destroying him. It's just a very interesting comic book where Miles Morales would face off with these illusions for the first time, and seeing some of those 616 villains brought to the Ultimate Universe, something that was never done before. So it was just very interesting to see how Ultimate Miles Morales actually feared Ultimate Hulk. He ended up taking down Mysterio, the Ultimate Mysterio, while Mysterio in the 616 universe, you know, he didn't really get harmed at all. Probably one of my favorite comic books. But anyways, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about Spider-Man and Miles Morales teaming up against Mysterio's illusions. If you guys did enjoy this video, do make sure to subscribe, like, share, and turn your notifications on so you and your friends are all up to date with the latest content. But anyways, as always, guys, peace out.